I couldn't be found off my big home. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you.
Long time no see. I know I've been kind of MIA for a while, like 3-4 months about. I have had a lot going on. Life has been crazy recently. The last 3 months we have pretty much completed our basement reconstruction project. So if you guys remember that video I posted, I don't know, earlier this year, I think, how the basement was, it literally had nothing but studs up. So it was like completely in pieces, and we were in the process of rebuilding the actual structure of how we wanted to look. And now it's completed. This has been like a 3.5-year journey of buying our first house, and it was an undertaking. We were not expecting that out of our first purchase of a house that seemed, completely redone, refinished. The basement was completely finished when we bought the house and everything. And anyway, to kind of give you an idea of what I've been up to, specifically with the fish, I still have my 55. It is going strong. It's going good. I've had a few losses out of it. It's just kind of the thing. It's kind of the ebb and flow of this hobby. It happens, and overall it is doing great. I do need to trim it up a bit. It is overgrown, but I plan on that. I plan on redoing my entire fish room here shortly. I am preparing to move into the bigger room that used to be our old guest room. It is about twice the size of this room, and I bought my new rack that I'm going to be placing all of my tanks on, except for the saltwater tank, which I do plan on getting to eventually. I don't really have any updates on there other than the rock is still cooking, so to speak. There's life in it still. I don't know how those Aptasia just seem to be immortal almost. I don't understand. I'm not looking forward to battling those once I actually have the tank up and running. But I'm sure, as you can notice, that the 30-gallon is no longer there. That was the sorority tank with the koi angel and neon and some white clouds. So if you guys remember, before I went on my vacation to Tampa, I was dealing with some kind of illness. I was not sure what it was. I treated for parasites, fungal infections, different bacterial infections. I don't know if it was columnaires, some kind of weird fungus, or I still don't know to this day what it was. And the remaining survivors are in their own individual jars, tanks, bowls, basically what I had lying around. The goal in separating them was to reduce stress levels. They say the biggest killer of fish is stress. Stress lowers the immune system, which makes them susceptible to diseases and illnesses. And so this is my next step after I had treated them with several different types of medications, which I kind of went over in the other videos. Maybe I'll do a video down the road about actually using medications and different chemicals to treat different types of illnesses. I feel like I had a little luck, and then I had a resurgence. Everything survived, and then literally a month after, I just had massive die-off. I would say the biggest reason I haven't been making videos recently is because I was depressed. I kind of lost my mojo for the hobby in general. I was still active on the chat and forums and Reddit and stuff, and I haven't lost my complete interest in it all. It's a little embarrassing, I'm doing the best I can to provide these fish with the best, environment that I can. I'm spending a crap ton of money on medications and treatments and trying to provide the best I can food-wise for them. Just nothing that I was doing seemed like it was working. The 5-gallon's still here. Unfortunately, I lost all my dwarf baby tears. I actually have some floating up in there, but most of them uprooted. The normal baby tears kind of took over. They were flourishing, but they kind of grew to the point where there was no light coming down, so they were starved of light, and they just ended up uprooting, and within a week they were pretty much all gone. And there was no way I didn't have the time or the patience to deal with it at the moment, and I got lazy with trimming the plants, and I just, it was a very difficult time for me, and I can only imagine that my laziness contributed to the overall quality and care. And it's sad to say. It's the truth though, and it happens, I guess. It sucks, and I definitely learned my lesson. There was nothing I could do about the disease. I did the best I could, and having the die off, it kind of took the enjoyment out of everything. The other big change is I had the 5-gallon in the closet, and I tore that tank down. So I have torn down 3 tanks. I set these guys up with their own little individual ones. They're doing okay at the moment. I'm monitoring them, hoping that they recover on their own. I'm not using any kind of medication. A little bit of aquarium salt when I do water changes, but what I'm doing is, my water is really hard. So what I do is I actually take water from the 55, knowing that this is disease-free. I haven't had any problems. I fill up these tanks, making sure I do not cross-contaminate anything. I'm very careful, and I don't want to have to worry about that. So I fill these guys up with water from the 55, and then I fill this back up with fresh water from the tap, because this has a established biofilter. My tap water has a low level of ammonium. I think that's what it is. When you do a water test, it doesn't come out perfect. So I let the water kind of run through the system in the 55 before I give it to the other guys. And it is clean, it is fresh, free of ammonia. It seems to be working out. So doing daily water changes, yes, daily. it's a change, because I'm normally doing it like once a week, and sometimes I let the 55 go a week or two before I do, and depending on when the water level is. Other than that, the rainbow fry are doing great. They are getting big. I would say they're probably about the size, your standard guppies. I'm very happy with them. They're starting to get a little color in at that age. At that age you don't really get to see much color, but you can start seeing them come in on their fins and stuff. So I have a 40-gallon breeder I have for them. I'm going to be setting them up, and probably going to be putting their parents in there with them. One of these guys is actually one of the rainbows from the 55. He's not doing so hot. I'm hoping that this alleviates the stress. The marble angels I have in the 55, which I got originally when they were about that big, just the size about a quarter, they have reached sexual maturity. So, that means aggression, and they are kind of picking on this guy. So, thankfully I haven't seen them pick on the others. Just some of the mollies, when they get too close, they've kind of commandeered the left side of the tank, because that's their territory. They kind of nip at each other, but most of the time they're swimming together. They're like 2 peas in the pod. Who knows that they're actually gonna breed or anything? I don't know. I haven't been able to sex them, so I have no idea. I also have the bedded fish I got as a gift from Brady's parents. He is doing great. And I do have my guppy that is separated in there, who is still healing. He ended up jumping out one day into the tank with the beta, got chased around, and his fins got torn up again. So he's in there recovering again. He's doing good. Eventually I'd like to have all the guppies back in together. So I'm thinking about doing that with the rainbows once I get the new room set up. So I do apologize for not being around or posting any kind of updates. Life has just been insane for me lately. Let me know what you think. I got a lot going on. If you have questions, I'm always here. I try to answer every comment I can. Also, feel free to join us on Discord. We only started off with a few members, but now it is a flourishing community. We have like 50, 60 people on there now. There's always a conversation going on every day and night. We got people all over. Link in the description and on this video. And I'll be doing my best to make more frequent updates from this point on. It may not be weekly, but I am at least going to be trying bi-weekly updates. Anyway, until next time, thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe, comment below, let me know what you think. And again, thank you all for your support. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers, and it's amazing because I haven't posted anything in 3 months and I feel terrible. So I got a lot coming for you. Stay tuned. Thank you again for your patience, and I'll catch you later.
No. la, la, la.